closed in the 1950s by the Yugoslav communists. And you used to wash at the hammam before you went to the mosque to pray. And to break that tradition, they closed all the mosques. This one is used as a restaurant. As far as I know, there's not any in Kosovo that are actually still used as a hammam. And this is the only one that's actually used for anything that I've seen, except I've been told the one in Prizren is sometimes used as an art gallery.
Like, and underneath there's like a passage to the brothel, and so just go hang out in the brothel.
And he was camping out, and so this guy comes and kind of circles around him and sneaks up behind him, and puts a AK-47 to his back, and wants to know who he is and what he's doing. And then once he figures out that he's an American, the Kurdish guy invites him into town and buys him ice cream, and he sleeps at his house.
Was he PKK though? Yeah. Was he PKK or just a random Kurdish guy?
I don't know. But it's just kind of a funny story.
Yeah. This is in Iraq?
Well, yeah, northern Iraq.
Oh, man.
And the U.S. was in there because of the genocide that was going on to the Kurds anyway, so they shouldn't have problems with this necessarily.
As far as I know,
these are like
Kurds
the Kurdish rebels are like communists though. That's what it is.
I heard it from that building.
Yeah.
How do they put the outside and inside?
You're tired from that.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Restoration.
Alright, so here we are at the bridge that separates Albania and Kosovo with Serbia and Kosovo. And this dirt pile was placed in the middle of the road. Serbia does not recognize Kosovo as an independent country unto its own. And so this side is bordered with Serbia. They still use Cyrillic and the Serbian currency in this portion of Kosovo. And as you can see, they don't really like this bridge being here, and they don't really want anybody, not necessarily crossing it, they don't care about that, but they don't recognize the, they don't like communicating with each other necessarily. Some tents over here. It's Cyrillic graffiti and Serbian people. As you can see, it's a little bit more rundown on this side of town.
Would they consider themselves being belonging to Kosovo? Or?
Well, like you weren't here last night. Jasper, another guy that was with us yesterday, lives in a village called Gachinica, which is 5,000 Serbs south of Pristina. They don't have a choice because they're completely surrounded by Albanians, so they more or less grudgingly cooperate with outside authorities. But here they don't really feel they have to because the border with Serbia is right there.
How far?
It would be a long walk.
Alright, so I'm in the northern part of Kosovo. It's where the river divides Kosovo and Serbia. But actually the official border goes a lot further, but ethnically wise, there's a strong division between the people here. And so that's why the sign behind me says this is Serbia, even though it's within the border confines of Kosovo. And basically these two ethnicities don't really cross the bridge, which is pretty unusual.
Shlivica, plum brandy.
Plum brandy.
Yeah, it's cherry liquor.
Cherry liqueur.
Pear brandy.
Pear brandy.
Grapes.
So it's a
grape
grappa kind of.
Yeah. And this is apple brandy.
Apple brandy. And this is all Rakia,
it's all
made by your father here.
I have some of this at home.
Okay.
Strong brandy, strong people.
Strong brandy.
Yeah, I'll try the pear. That sounds good.
The apple.
Cherry.
Or cherry? Apple. Apples. Because we have a lot of apples.
Let me ask. Girls, you want to drink?
No jest już tak just.
I mean, not like your secret. Not your
You know
secret
the
recipe.
rest?
No, I mean,
You know the rest?
But you
Okay,
He
for
tells you he
ladies-
has to kill you.
Okay, well, yeah. Maybe never mind. I don't need to.
For you? Which one?
What's flavors?
Cherry, apple, pear, and grape.
Yep, I'll get pear.
Is this this is your
Yeah.
Military targets, communication sites, police stations.
Logistics.
And she went from being loving American.
That was a sphinx moth. Those things are like really rare.
So we made it up here to the top of the mountain. We see this cradle, which is quite interesting, made out of concrete. Seems to be a local hangout for teenagers too.
Well, you want some?
Make a little tea. Actually, they grow on Central Campus. We used to pick them and make tea out of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Spent some time in Cabo, and people from that area, they don't have enough money to actually have cars.
So now we're crossing from the Serbian side to the Albanian side over this river, and it's completely blocked off. And technically we're in the same country, but we're gonna cross into another part.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Where are you from?
Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah.
South Dakota,
Have you been in North?
Is that?
Which place? Which place in North you have been?
North Serbia.
Just here.
North, not North Serbia, North Kosovo.
Kosovo, yeah.
We just went to the church. We went to the barbecue monument on top of the hill, and we went and had coffee. And I tried to mail a postcard, but couldn't get a stamp. I found the post office, but she wouldn't sell me a postage stamp for a postcard, I guess.
Huh.
I don't know if it was because she didn't have the right denomination or what, but I think she wanted me to go to another post office where they had the right stamps.
Okay.
This is your first year that you're here, or
Our first time.
your first time?
Yeah.
I come here a couple times a month just to take my friends because they've never been. They're tour guides.
What about you guys? Are you first time on the bridge?
No. But we're afraid to go over there.
Oh, really?
From here.
Oh, you're on this side.
Yeah.
Let's go together.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Together.
We'll bring you a big
Well,
camera.
from
It'll be fun.
Without police security, or
Huh.
So are you from Mitrovica or where?
no? We are from Pristina. We came here just to do a story.
Oh, okay.
And you're with
Want
which?
something else, but we're filming also the north of Mitrovica because it's complicated to go over there to film.
Uh-huh.
We can film for you.
Okay, so then you can give us your...
Yeah.
Is so like TV21 or which?
No, it's RTK Public
RTK,
Television.
okay. And that's the one right next to the library in the triangular building? Mm-hmm. By Aurora Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over there is the radio, but the television is in another building.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
How long you're gonna be here? Are you gonna visit also Pristina or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then yesterday we visited.
Why you haven't been in our television? It's not important anymore. Like it was in 2000. Because
Yeah.
in 2000 it was really important. I mean, public television, but now we have that impact off from government, and it's not public television anymore. It's
Okay.
like state television.
Interesting.
Now we saw something we were wondering about. We thought it might have been a funeral or some kind of memorial parade. But we weren't really sure. Is it a Memorial Day today or a holiday today or what's the...
I think it's, I don't know, for Mitrovica, but for Pristina it's
Liberation Day,
yeah,
isn't it?
Liberation Day.
And that's the liberation after the... Can you explain that?
After 99,
Yeah.
from
What happened on June 12, 1999?
just the end of the war, as we call it, not the conflict,
Uh-huh.
but the end of the war, and the Liberation Day of Pristina. The troops, NATO troops, came in Pristina that day, and not just in Pristina, but also in other cities. I don't know for which reason.
So it was the day that the NATO troops entered
Yeah.
Pristina, basically. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds
Nice to
good.
meet you then.
Hello.
That's Austria, I think. See, this morning it was the Italians and now it's the Austrians. I want to see you running from the Austrians. Hi, Jason. Are we
Hey,
having
Jason.
fun yet? Woo!
So we just crossed back into the Kosovo part from the Serbian part, and it was quite interesting going over there. Met this film crew that were a little afraid of crossing the bridge, so they interviewed us to get our perspective for what we saw.
That's the Mexican in me, which I have actually none of in me, but that's the Mexican that I would,
You would have in you if
That
you
would
had
have-
Mexican.
yeah, in me. That was terrible. That is an insane amount of
So where are we?
We are in a town in Kosovo, next to the border of Serbia.
Mito.
Mečkavina.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
This was one of the towns you were supposed to avoid, right?
yeah, well, it's a bit strange because this town is kind of like right on the border of a very large Serbian kind of community.
Yeah.
And the people that were actually kind of kicked out of Kosovo by the United States and the Albanians. So we just actually crossed a bridge into that community. And what's interesting is today was
Liberation Day.
well, yeah, Liberation Day, so it was the end of the war, so it was the day that they got kicked out. So we kind of just spent the most dangerous day in the most dangerous place in Kosovo, which is an
Man.
interesting thought.
So you didn't even think you'd make it here, or go here.
I actually didn't know about this town before we got to Kosovo, but it's really interesting.
In 1389, I guess, and that's his tomb there. And the Turkish government paid for the restoration of the building. It's up to about a kilometer.
On the go.
No, I took it out.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Where's it?
It was all rotten though.
But I'm not going to buy anything because last time I did it, it all rotted and nobody ate it. The flowers here are kind of nice. So anyhow, I guess I sort of have the idea is what the surfers do.
Can you record you something, aren't you?
Yeah, I want to record this. So we're here in Pristina, the Liberation Day.
Can we see the photos?
Yeah?
Can they see the photos?
Okay.
Okay, some of the photos.
Photo? Wanna see?
Yeah. Can I
Okay.
Seni